A warm good evening to one and all. Welcome to another live free session of IHMA CCP 2023-2024 conducted by IHMA School of Homeopathy, an intensive coaching program for 1 year to crack AIPGT for homeopathy. IHMA, as you all know, is the premier organization of qualified homeopaths of India with chapters in many major cities and in UAE too. Our motive is global acceptance of homeopathy and strives continuously to enhance homeopathy's inherent strength for safe, effective, and affordable healthcare for the wellness of humanity. The academic wing of IHMA, SOH, led by Dr. Jibil P., aims at imparting meticulous personal training for developing skills necessary for successful homeopathic practice. This year, the course is in two formats, online and hybrid dual mode with 10 offline classes. Courses will be conducted in a timely manner with schedule covering the entire syllabus. Our course offers conceptual video lectures by India's top faculty, test series as per the latest exam pattern, comprehensive digital notes for conceptual learning, 150 plus hours of live online classes, and much more. This year, we are having two combo offers. Combo 1 including 150 hours live online class plus offline classes, 200 plus hours of previous ECP, iBasic, 100 hours of HD recording, question bank, and online notes. This will be for ordinary members, it will be 12,000, and for IHMA life members, it will be 10,000 rupees. The combo 2 will be including 150 hours of live online class plus 200 plus hours of previous CCP plus iBasic, 100 hours of HD recording, question bank, and online notes. This will be 10,000 rupees for ordinary members and 9,000 for IHMA life members. Now, let's get to the main event. Today's class is a free orientation session about the study tips and techniques to crack AIPGT 2024. For this, we have Dr. Nancy Singhal, who has secured the second rank in AIPGT 2023. She has done her UG in Dr. B.R. Sur Homeopathic Medical College, Hospital and Research Center in New Delhi and completed her graduation in 2022. Without wasting further time, I welcome you, Dr. Nancy Singhal. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, HMA, for giving me this opportunity to share my views on tips and techniques to crack AIPGT. So, hello all, myself Dr. Nancy Singhal, and today I'll be discussing the topic. So, let's begin. Okay, so our topic for today is study tips and techniques for AIPGT. So let's start. So before starting any exam preparation, the first thing that we have to take note of is exam pattern. So we know that our exam is MCQ based type. So we have to get an idea about the MCQ types. So the MCQ types which we will be having like simple questions, multiple answer type questions, then statement type, assertion and reasoning, match the following, and logic based. And also there are some questions where they'll twist the question like not uncommonly present. So we have to make ourselves aware of all those things which will be the type of MCQ which will be asked in the exam. So making ourselves familiarized with the MCQ types is important, and we can achieve this by practicing the previous year question papers. So practicing is very important when we'll study the previous year papers. Not just we'll make ourselves familiar with the MCQ types, but along with this, we can like make ourselves vigilant enough to know what all are the important areas from where the MCQs have been asked. So a pattern we can understand by studying those papers. So coming to the next point, now we have to consider the subject weightage. So for this, we know we have to study it in two parts. We have homeopathic part and we have allied part. So here some will be good at homeopathic part and some might be good at allied part. But to secure a good rank, we have to make a balance between the homeopathic part as well as the allied. So we cannot miss any of them. as we can see, the homeopathic portion is covering about around 55 questions, and the allied will be having around 65 questions. Like it may vary by 1, 2, or 3 questions, but this is just to give an idea. So we know if we talk about homeopathic subjects, so we have 4 subjects to cover. So here I kept the number, but it is not like exact number will appear, but it might change with 1 or 2 questions. So likely we have to say. So we have 4 subjects: materia medica, repertory, organon, are almost having like the 18, 17 or 16. So it might vary with 1 or 2 questions, but it will be like this. So, and pharmacy is easy to cover subject, and it is having about 5 to 7 questions being asked from pharmacy. So this will give us idea how important a subject is. We cannot miss any of that. Then allied subjects, I kept it in a pie chart format. So here we can see. So here we can see the practice of medicine is covering approximately 47 percentage of those 65 questions. So it is very vast and it is very important. So we cannot miss it. Then obs and surgery. So obs, gynae and surgery have kept together because they together consist or cover approximately 19% of the subject part. So this is also important. Then anat, physio and patho are kept together here. 14, they constitute approximately 14% of the total. Then PSM and FMT comparatively less questions are being asked, but these are also important. But yes, the subject weightage, the purpose is to make ourselves aware about the importance of a subject. So here we have to take note of that we cannot miss any portion from that. Then after getting to know about this, we'll come to the next thing. So time management is the next thing. So before going into that, let's take an example that suppose if we have to start a preparation from October, and if we consider that this year the AIAPGET 2024 will be conducted in the month of July, but so hardly will be getting like 8 to 10 months to prepare. But if in any unforeseen circumstances the exam might be preponed, or we'll be assuming it to by June or May, so to avoid the last minute rush, we can make our strategy from now itself. That is why I make a division of 2 things, like preparatory months and the revision months. So suppose if we kickstart a preparation from October itself, and let's say we'll keep it till March, then also we'll be having 2 months for revision. So we can keep it to May. So even if the exam will be conducted in July, then also we don't have to worry about it. And even if it is preponed also, then also we don't have to worry, because we'll be covering with the subject by that time. So this will give us confidence in, and we can avoid the last minute hassle also. So that is why we have to make a plan, and accordingly we should prepare. So here I have kept preparatory months like 6 months from October till March. Then for revision months, we can devote 2 months, and then we can give more also accordingly. Then what is important is, now we know about the monthly study plan. Now, how do we execute this study plan? This is also important. So for this, we can take 2 approaches. So let's talk about them one by one. So let's say if we start with the first approach, that is integrated approach. What do I mean by integrated approach here is, like suppose if we are starting with a system, suppose if we are starting with respiratory system. So first of all, if we go towards anat, then we'll cover the physio, then patho, and then medicine. They all are interrelated. And if we study in this way, we can make our study more comprehensive and understandable also. So it will help us to build our concept clearly. Now, the next is I kept medicine and surgery. They are also having some portions which are common to both of the subjects. So likewise, we can cover them. Then the next approach is the balanced approach. So by balanced approach, I mean we can keep if we are studying and if we are making a plan for a day. So for a day, suppose if we are choosing 2 subjects, so we can keep one difficult subject, and we can keep along with that easy subject, so that we can make a balance, so that we are not pressurize ourselves too much. And with the easy subject, we don't have to put lot of efforts in understanding, so we can cover it easily. So our syllabus is also getting covered, and we are not pressurizing ourselves also. And the next thing we can do is we can keep a vast subject along with a quick to cover subject like pharmacy, PSM, FMC, like that we can manage. Now, one thing which is very important here, to have a flexibility. So flexibility is important. Why? Because suppose if this approach is not working for us, like integrated approach, because sometimes it will be difficult to carry on with just one subject. So we can make ourselves flexible enough to switch with the another approach. So flexibility is important because ultimately our goal is to study effectively. So we don't want to make things difficult for us. So we can switch between the two approaches, and it will help in the preparation. Now coming to the next point, that is daily do's of the study plan. Now, before coming to the daily do's of the study plan, the most important question regarding time management is how many hours one should study for the preparation. So let me answer for that. Um, like everybody is preparing, but the circumstances might vary for each and every person. Like some might be engaged in some other job or clinics, or some might be preparing along with the internship. So the study schedule will be varying accordingly. But we have to make sure about one thing, like even if we are giving 6 hours, 5 hours for the study plan, but we have to be consistent in that, because consistency is something which will help us eventually to secure a good run. So we have to be consistent in the preparation. That's what really matters, not the this how many hours we are studying. So now coming to the study plan, daily do's, which we should do is, first of all, we should plan our day in advance. By doing that, the benefits we are getting are, first of all, when we are already having a schedule, we are not having any like worries regarding that, because we know how we have to act for the whole day. So like that, you can choose some topics you want to cover for the day, and here we have to make sure not to choose too many things which we will not be able to cover, and not to choose like many difficult things to cover in just a day. We have to choose the topics according to one's proficiency, so that we will able to cover it. Now these little things will boost up our confidence, when at the end of day we'll see, okay, so this much we planned and this much we will able to get. So these little boost in confidence is very important, because this confidence will help us to prepare even better. Then next thing is devote more study to the challenging topics. Now, first of all, we have to work on the topics which we might feel difficult. So what we can do is, according to the schedule, we can study, but we can devote some extra time to the topics which we may find challenging, to achieve a mastery over those topics also, so that we can learn them better also. Then take out time for daily revision. Now, revision is something which we cannot miss, which we cannot afford to miss, because if we are laying a foundation, so solidifying it is equally important as compared to preparation. So here, what we can do is, like, we can devote one day from the week for the revision. On that day, we can keep it according to our convenience, and on that day, we have to make sure that we are revising what we have studied for the whole week. So likewise, we can do it. So in small revisions, we are encrypting what we have studied so far. So it will help us to keep those things for a longer time. So this is the importance of daily do's of the study plan. So we have to do that. If we move according to the strategy, so it will help us to prepare better, and it will give us an idea that in midst of this whole preparation, where we are standing, how much are we able to cover, like that. So the next thing is attempt MCQs after studying a topic. So practice is equally important. So what are the things which we will be getting after this is, first of all, when we are studying a topic, and after that when we are practicing. So while practicing MCQs, eventually we'll get to know the MCQ potential areas from where the MCQs might have been asked. So we have to do practice, and eventually when we'll be studying topic and doing practices, so when we will be study, so we'll get an idea while studying that okay, so MCQ might form from this line, so we can highlight that. Then according to that, when we are studying a topic and attempting the MCQs, we are revising that also. So this type of revision is also important, and there will be some points which we will not be able to recall, so we can add on to the we can add on that points to the topic itself then and there itself, so that whenever we are coming back to revise that topic, those extra points which we learn from MCQs will be revised at that time also, so we don't have to put extra efforts for those things also. So we can add what we have learned new from the MCQs to the topic, so that when we are coming back to the topic, those things are revised then and there itself. Okay. So next thing is smart study. As we know, because we have a lot of things to cover, like entire 4.5 year BHMS syllabus, we have to cover in such a short period of time. It is not possible to study each and everything. So we have to do smart study. For that, the first thing which is important to keep in mind is about books. So book you have to follow which you feel comfortable with. So the thing is, if we revise one book 5 times, is much more better than studying 5 books at the same time. So it will help you to revise better. So this is important to follow one book, and we can revise it multiple times. Then conceptual study is very important, because these days AIAPGET is more about being conceptual questions. So conceptual questions are being asked in AIAPGET. So if we compare conceptual study with the mugging up, obviously conceptual study wins, because when we are studying and building the concept, so it will stay with us for a longer time as compared to things which we are just mugging up. So mugging up will not help, because it will just create a short-term memory. That is why we have to make sure that we are revising it frequently, so that we are encrypting all the knowledge we are getting to make a good foundation. So we have to keep note of that. Then next thing is mnemonics. So mnemonics are very helpful. So you can make fun mnemonics, or there are many types of mnemonics, rhyme mnemonics, fun mnemonics, wherever or however you want to learn, you can take help of them for the difficult topics. So they help us to remember the difficult area for a longer time. So we can do this like for a day if we are planning some topics. So whatever mnemonics you have made, at the end of day, you can write them at one place. Next morning, you can revise them. So all the mnemonics you have made or are also getting revised like that way. So this way you can study better. So let's understand whatever we have talked till now with the help of examples. So here I've kept materia medica for example. So first of all, we have to know what are the important areas which we have to study for the subject. So Allen's and Boric we know are most important books which we should not skip. So for Allen's, what are the things which are important? So constitution, italics, brackets, modalities and relationship section. Then for Boric, introduction, italics, relationship section, and along with that, some rare symptoms are also important. Then family names, common names, and proven names. So for this, what we can do is while we are studying a drug from Allen's keynotes. So family name and common name are already mentioned there. But whenever we are studying a drug, we can keep or we can mention proven name with the drug when we are studying. So whenever we are recalling or we are revising the drug, we will be able to revise all the 3 things at a time. And along with that, complementary, inimical, and cognate. So these are things which have been asked. So we have to we have to pay attention to all these important areas. Then the next thing is the schedule, which we have to make whenever we are starting with the subject. So for this, what we can do is like we can study 2-3 drugs daily, because we know we have to cover a lot of drugs and it is very difficult to remember each and every drug in complete detail, because we know we have to remember each and every line of balance is very important. So for that, we can study 2-3 drugs daily, like 1-2 hour we can devote for materia daily, and that is very important. And then MCQs. So we can set a target of solving at least 50 to 100 MCQs daily. So here also we can do that thing, that there will be some symptoms which we will not be aware of earlier, but we came to know by solving MCQs. So whatever we are learning through the MCQs, we can open the Ellen's keynote along with that, and we can note those points to the drug, so that whenever we are revising the drug, those points are also getting revised along with the drug. So it will help us to revise better, and in a whole complete way also. Then next thing is about the books. So there are many books, but I've kept just three. So with the books, the one thing you should understand about the specifications of the books. So Crack the Entrance, no doubt, is a very good book. And what are the important points of this book is, like, first of all, if the MCQs are arranged as we study repertory, like systematic arrangement is there, like we see in repertory, like mind and head and then. So it is having a very vast number of MCQs. So it is very good for the MCQ practice. So we can consider this book. Then it is also having small recall tables and tips for easy study. So all the information is given in a tabular form, and along with that, previous year questions as well as some new questions are also there, and even some at the last some assertion and reasoning questions are also there. So for MCQ practice, this book is very good. Then coming to the next book, Success. So this is also having a very good study material, and it is having a good question bank for practice also. If we talk about Kaizen, so the specification of Kaizen is that, suppose if we are studying Allen's keynote according to the alphabetical order, like from A to B we are preparing. So this book is having the MCQs according to the alphabetical order, like the drugs from A to B, then separate alphabetical order. So we can practice the drugs which we have studied through the MCQs with the help of this book. And this book is also having good study material. So according to our specifications, we can study with the book. Then, and there are other books also, so we can refer to them also. So this is just for giving the idea that how we should choose a book. Then now tips. So first of all, we have to be very meticulous when we are studying, not just materia, but any other subject. But for materia especially, I have kept it here. So since we are taking it as an example. So let's say if we are taking an example of a symptom, that is grow too rapidly. Now, grow too rapidly just by thinking that we might be having many drugs in our mind, but the question wants you to answer specific drugs. So we have to we have to study the question very carefully, what the question wants to answer us. So let's take example here. So first one is, girls who are fleshy, plethoric, and grow too rapidly. So here I've highlighted some points which are specific to this drug only. So here, girls, fleshy and plethoric, then the drug will be calcarea carb, and it is also covering grow too rapidly, but there will be some key points which will differentiate it from other drugs. So this thing we have to study very carefully. Then the next drug is girls at puberty, tall, growing rapidly. So then the drug will be calcarea false. So here the key points will be girls, puberty, and tall. Then the next example is, in children and young people who grow too rapidly, the drug will be acid false. But here the keywords will be the children and the young people. Then the next example, young people who grow too rapidly are inclined to stoop, then the medicine will be phosphorus. So here the keywords will be the young people and stoop. Then here we can compare it with sulfur also with this word stoop. Then the next example, nosebleed in children who develop too rapidly, crocus sativus. So here the keywords will be nosebleed and children. So this is just a example to let us know that how we should study. Whenever we are studying, we should pay attention to the symptoms which are having many remedies. So these all are sharing the same symptom, but there will be some key points which are making it different for every drug. Then the next tip is relocating the drug symptoms. So I have taken example of carbo-veg here from the relationship section. So here uh, in this drug carbo-veg, we can see there are many options, or there are many drugs like opium, phosphorus, pulsatile, and sulfur. So here I have highlighted because sometimes the MCQ will be formed from this only. So this we can add the symptom from the drug opium. We can add to the drug opium itself in the Allen Skinner, so that whenever we are studying opium, the symptom is also getting revised along with the other symptoms. So that's how we can relocate the drug symptoms and we can add to the specific drugs, so that whenever we are revising that drug, the symptom which is given in some other drug is also getting revised along with it. Okay, the next tip is pay attention to the brackets. So brackets are very important. So here I have kept an example from cyclamen modalities. So here in aggravation, we can see there is an example of menses. So menses aggravating sitting and lying at night, and menses ameliorated by walking. But in bracket, the example given is leukorrhea aggravated by sitting and ameliorated by walking. Then the drugs will be cactus and cocculus. So this is nowhere mentioned in cactus and cocculus. So what we can do is we can add the symptom, this modality, leukorrhea aggravated sitting and better by walking in that drug itself. So that whenever we are studying cactus and whenever we are studying cocculus, the symptom is also getting revised, which is given in the drug cyclamen. So that is the importance of studying brackets. Then one more example is in pulsar GIT, various drugs are given in diarrhea example. Like if the symptom is diarrhea from fruit, cold food, drink, and ice cream, then the drugs will be arsenic brine along with pulsarilla. Then the other examples are also given here. So whenever we are studying a drug, we can add these symptoms to the specific drug, so that whenever we are coming to the GIT system of that drug, the symptom, this modality is also getting revised along with the other ones. So here everything is given here. So this all is very important because MCQ can be formed from any of it. Okay, so then rhyme with mnemonics. So here I've kept two examples. Like first one is digitalis. So the mnemonic I made for this drug is big dog and scroll the fox. So it is just going with the rhyme. So the dig is acronym which is used for digitalis. Then dog, dogs are having long slender stools. So that is here to represent pipe stem stools which are present in digitalis. Then scroll. By scroll, I mean the family Scrophulariaceae. So in short, I've kept scroll. Then fox is to remember the common name of the drug, that is foxglove. So like that, we can make very funny mnemonics in Materia Medica to memorize the things in a better way and for long lasting memory. And the next example I kept here is Minianthus. So men's are known as gentlemen's also. So here I have just kept it. So we can, whenever we are saying men, we can remember gens. So Minianthus, and the family will be Gentianaceae. Gentianaceae. Then, so these were all the examples from Materia Medica. So the success mantra I want to give you today is plan, prepare, and practice. Because all of these things we have to do in order, which is very important. And there will be some times where we'll be feeling low while preparing. So one thing which we can take help of, what I want to mention here is that there is no joy without struggle. So just have faith in yourself and keep moving. You'll be able to do that. Okay. So thank you.
Nancy, we will take some questions. Okay.
Yeah,
If
sure.
anybody having any doubts regarding the session, please put it in the chat box, please. Nancy, are you able to see the
Yes, sir, I'm
chats?
able to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question is for conceptual studies, what all books we should prefer. So for conceptual study, we can take help of the like books which we find comfortable with, like Rome's there is for allied subjects, and Success is also there, and many books are there. But the one thing is the topic which you find difficult, you should cover it entirely. Like you can take help of coaching, you can ask your teachers, and even there are very various platforms also, so you can take help of those also. So books is not important. The thing is that you should if you are finding the topic difficult, you can take help of other things also. And how many hours we should study for the exam? So for this we can like one can study 8 hours, 10 hours also, but we can arrange it according to our schedule. So 8 to 10 hours are sufficient if you are studying daily for the preparation. And here I would like to mention one more thing. For conceptual studies, like we are discussing here, so HMA notes are also very like helpful. So we can also take help from the notes, and faculty is very helpful. So we can ask them, and also the like lectures. While lecture also, we can ask the doubts. So books for MCQs. Success is having very good question bank. If we say light subject, so for topic by topic, you can find MCQ. So you can take help from that also while studying a topic. After that, you can practice MCQs from that book. And all other books are also there, but I just know about one.
I think we can wind it up then. Dr. Sanjay or Nandini, anybody there?
Thank you, Doctor, for such a valuable class. It's our pleasure to be part of your success, and we wish all of you very best for your future. And thank you all for your valuable listening that make the session more